one thing that will, I think, transform us is us cross-selling, is us deepening our reach on those customers and having more selling out of those customers. That alone, McKinsey projects that can give us a 30% upswing in 2015 alone in terms of our revenue. We expect to reduce our cost structure from 62% to about 52%, 53% by the end of this year. So we'll have an upswing as far as the revenues are concerned. We'll have a better management as far as our cost structure to have a cost income ratio of about 52%. Going back to the issue of staff, out of the 120 people, 160 people we released last year, we paid 1.2 billion last year. There will be an upswing of 500 million just on that cost alone, and the actual cost of 1.2. So today, as we are starting in 2015, we will have an upswing on our cost structure of over 1.7 billion already as we are starting the year.
Tell us about the regional expansion of the bank. Where are you headed to?
We thought of going, in terms of regional expansion, we thought of South Sudan. Why South Sudan? South Sudan is a virgin land. I mean, there's so much potential. There's so much oil, every known mineral. There's tropical rainforest, population of only 8 million people. There's so much potential in terms of what they can do with South Sudan. And we went to South Sudan. But one of the issues we struggled with is, do we go to South Sudan or do we go to any other country as a successful Kenyan bank, or do we want to go to those regions and think of inclusive growth and carry the peoples of those economies with us? And when we went to South Sudan, we decided we want to have inclusive growth. And we went to South Sudan and we negotiated with the government a joint venture. Co-Bank Kenya owns 51%. The government of South Sudan owns 49% in Cooperative Bank of South Sudan. And that 49% is held in trust for the people of South Sudan. And we agreed in the next 3-4 years, the cooperative societies will be set up and they will own that 49%.
Apart from Southern Sudan, is there any other country that Cooperative Bank is thinking of going to? And after how many years?
We are giving ourselves the next 3 years. Within the next 3 years, we see ourselves in Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, and Ethiopia. That's the immediate market. Interestingly, last year I got very interesting calls from South Africa, where some people in South Africa have actually realized that the successful implementation of the cooperative model in Kenya was very strong in empowering and distributing wealth, in the lower market segments. And there are people who felt strongly that possibly the South African economy, big as it is, can really benefit with the cooperative model.
The crisis is when it's out of control. Currently we know exactly what the situation is. That's why we could have published and also deal with it in terms of a very specific load shedding program.
Don't forget that if you missed this episode and more, you can catch it online at Bloomberg TV Africa.com. From me, Eleni Jokos, and the rest of the team, it's goodbye.